So we're going to show you how, we're going to do a demonstration showing you how to dip just strictly one finger start to finish. Normally you would not follow this sequence when you're doing a full set, but for the sake of filming, we're just going to do one nail from start to finish. So the nail has already been prepped, and now he's ready for the dipping process. So the first process involves taking the base, which is our first step. And if you notice, you see how he tilts the brush? What he is doing is he is removing some of the excess liquid from the brush, so that allows him to dip to apply a thinner coat. And the first coat that he's applying, you can see he's not getting close to the cuticle. He's about 1 millimeter away from the cuticle. And then he just dips it into the powder. Now the second coat that he'll apply, now he just wiped it to remove any excess powder. That's a good step if you don't want to get any excess powder back into your pro base, which could potentially harden it. So the second coat, you can see that he's actually getting close to and against the cuticle. And he dips into the powder the second time. For the powder, you can actually do either. So for someone that has weak nails, especially if they're switching from gel polish right away or acrylic to dip powder, start off with doing a 3 coat. That'll give it some added strength. But once they start wearing dip powder, their natural nail will become hardened. You can get away with 2 coats. So the next step would be the activator. This is what actually cures and bond the powder and the base together. And it's important, if you're doing a full set, to always dip your activator brush back into the bottle every time, because you want to pick up as much activator as possible. If you have issues associated with lifting, or that's probably the culprit for it. So it's the product will literally cure in about 30 seconds. So if you're doing a full set and you're doing 10 nails, you obviously do not have to wait, because by the time you finish the 10th finger, you would be done. While he's following and buffing, I'll just go over a typical sequence of how you would do a dipping system so that you don't have to wait at all. So what I would recommend is starting off with the first finger, first hand. You apply the base, dip it in the powder, apply another coat of base, dip it in the powder, and then go to the second finger. Do the same step as you did for the first one, and then do that all the way through until you get to the 5th finger in the first hand. After you've done that, apply the activator to all 5 nails, and then the next thing you would do is you want to go to the second hand, following, start with the base, dip it into the powder first time, and then apply another layer of base, and then dip it into the powder the second time, and then do that for the remainder of the second hand. And then after that, apply the activator for all 5 fingers. And if you did that, your first hand should already been dried, because it takes about 30 seconds to dry. So then after you file and buff, he's going to apply a coat of the activator. What the activator does is it gets the finish gel to dry within 1 minute. So it's important that you cap the front edges of the nail, just like what he's doing right now. And then what we recommend is after you apply it, wait 5-10 seconds, wipe it with a dry piece of paper towel, and then now you can start the process of applying the finished gel. So 9 out of 10 issues that new nail techs have is this step. So the most important part is applying the finished gel in 2 to 3 quick brush strokes, just to cover the entire nail. If you notice, he didn't get close to the cuticle oil for the first coat, and then before he sticks the brush back into the bottle, he wiped it on a paper towel, because you don't want to introduce any activator back into the finished gel. Now the second coat, you can apply, overlap, slower, it doesn't matter. It's what's critical is the first coat, since there's so much activator on the nail, you have to do 2 to 3 quick brush stroke to cover the first nail. And then after that, within a minute, that nail should be dry to touch, and then you can apply cuticle oil.
Thank you.
Thank you.